So let's begin with the first module of Internet of Things. So under the first module, the first topic is Introduction to IoT. And the expected question, university question is describe an example of an IoT system in which the information and knowledge are inferred from data. Okay, so let's begin with the introduction. So IoT comprises things that have unique identities and are connected to internet. So what is IoT? IoT is basically nothing but the Internet of Things. So what may be these things? These things can be either devices, appliances, machines, etc. Okay. And what may be these unique identities? Unique identities can be the MAC address, then IP address, etc. Okay, that are connected to the internet. So in short, I can tell that it is Internet of Things as any devices can be connected, anything can be connected, anything, anywhere, at any time, any time. Okay. The focus of IoT is in the configuration, control, networking via the Internet of devices or things that are traditionally not associated with the internet. So what may be your configuration? So we can define the configuration as mainly the process of setting up, okay, and customizing the IoT devices to operate within a specific environment. So setup and managing and communicating effectively. So what may be your control? It is nothing but enabling remote control and automation of the devices. So automation of the devices. And what may be your networking? Networking mainly involves connecting more devices and communicating with each other by means of protocols such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, cellular networks, etc. So what are these devices? The devices in IoT can include thermostats, utility meters, Bluetooth connected headset, irrigation pump, sensors, or control circuits for electric car engine. So what is this thermostats? Thermostats, for example, like Google Nest, which monitors the home temperature remotely, the control which controls the heating and cooling systems via smartphones or tablets or voice assistant, etc. Utility meters, which includes like smart electric, gas or water meters, then headset, which can be either connected to smartphones, and irrigation pumps primarily used for smart agriculture, then wide range of sensors like temperature sensor, humidity sensor, air quality monitoring sensors, etc. And control circuits for electric car engine. So what can be that enables, which enables smart control of engine components, battery management, etc. The scope of IoT is not limited to just connecting things, but IoT also allows these things to communicate and exchange data while executing meaningful application towards a common user. So these can be your introductory points which can be written for the question. So next we'll see how we can infer the knowledge from the data. Okay, so when does a data becomes valuable? So the data becomes valuable only when it is transformed into information and knowledge, right? The data is itself raw data, so we can basically tell that when the raw data, first it has to be converted into information, and from the information has to be converted into knowledge. So this is how you can infer knowledge from your data. So what are the different steps for inferring knowledge from the data? So you know that data is nothing but raw data. It doesn't have meaning on itself, right? It is unprocessed data and it is obtained from IoT devices and system. Say for example, like weather monitoring systems or motion detection system, etc. So it doesn't have no. I can tell that it doesn't have any meaning, no meaning of its own. Say for example, if we take a weather monitoring system and you have the parameters as 72 and 50, then it doesn't make any meaning, right? So that is, your data is your raw data. Now it has to be converted into information. So how it is converted into information? So before that, this information is inferred from data by means of what? One is your filtering, processing, categorizing, condensing, contextualizing the data. So what is meant by filtering? Filtering is nothing but which removes the noise or irrelevant parts, okay, of the data. Processing means you can tell that processing which applies some algorithms or logic to interpret the data. What is categorizing? Categorizing, it is nothing but organizing the data into usable classes or types. And what is condensing? Condensing, you can tell that summarizing large volumes of data into key points. And what is contextualizing? Actually, it is nothing but adding meaning to the data, based on time, location, or user behavior. Say for example, if we take the previous example of 72 and 50, and if we give the tuple values, as we are giving the values as temperature and humidity, say for example, so it means that we are giving meaning to the data. Okay, so this is how the data is converted to your information. And now the information is transformed into knowledge. So how the knowledge is obtained? Knowledge is inferred from the information by means of organizing and structuring and put into action to achieve specific objectives. Okay, so how can you do this? What is meant by this organizing and structuring? Organizing and structuring is nothing but the systematic arrangement of the information, like databases, spreadsheet, etc., and making it usable for predictive analysis, decision making, automation, etc. This data can be cleaned, categorized, and arranging it in a meaningful way. That is called as your knowledge. Say for example, in the previous same example what we have taken, we have set a threshold, and if the temperature is reaching beyond 120 Fahrenheit, there can be an alert signal. So giving an action, putting an action for to achieve the specific objective, that is called as your knowledge. So let's see the points one by one. Data itself does not have a meaning until, so that's what I told, data itself doesn't have a meaning until it is contextualized, processed into useful information. So applications on IoT networks extract and create the information how? From lower level data by filtering, processing, categorizing, condensing, and contextualizing the data. Now this information obtained is then organized and structured to infer knowledge about the system and its users, its environment, and its operations, and progress towards its objective, allowing a smarter performance. So these are the points which you can write for inferring knowledge from the data. This is based on VTU 7th semester IoT subject.